All right, guys, a little something I've been thinking about. Okay, so obviously this is about Plexus, okay? And I was thinking about people justifying the cost of Plexus, okay? Yes, that is something I hear often. I hear, I just can't work it into my budget right now. I definitely want to try it, but just can't work it in. And that's totally fine, I'm totally fine with that, obviously, but I do want to touch on this just a little bit, okay, because Plexus is not that much, it's a few dollars a day, okay, to do it. When you look at it over the span of a month, that adds up to be, $100, $130 a month. Excuse me. So what I want to say to you, or I guess a question that I want to pose to you, and feel free to answer, is what do we spend our money on, every day? Like, are we spending $100 to $130 extra a month outside of our monthly bills, outside of our obligations that we pay for every month? Are we spending an extra $100 to $130? And are we spending that extra $100 to $130 on unnecessary stuff? Or are we not? Because I know myself, and I don't go shopping that often. When I do, I probably spend more than I thought I was going to spend. And somehow that always works out. Somehow I never find myself in a spot where I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta go return all this stuff. Sometimes maybe you do, have to do that. But for the most part, what we're buying is something that we want. Whether it be for our family, whether it be for ourselves, whether it be for, day-to-day use or whichever. Usually that stuff is fun when you go out shopping, you're buying fun stuff. And, I'm not saying to stop doing that. I mean, don't do that just so you can buy Plexus. What I am asking, though, is do you think twice about that? When you pick up that stuff, do you go home and think, oh man, I shouldn't have bought that? Or do you think, while you're there, I better put this back, I can't afford this right now, I better not get this. That's what I'm asking. Do you think twice about that? Because if you do, then great. Yes, maybe you need to figure out how to work Plexus into your budget. But if you don't, for not really thinking twice about that, why are we thinking twice about our health, I guess, basically? When it comes to decisions about our health, you would think that would be something we wouldn't think twice about. That we would make sure we fit in that expense, and then the rest of it will come as it always has. But I just don't think that that's always the case. What I think is happening is that we know what we spend in a month, and we know what we're using, and we know what we purchase, like, our fun stuff that we like to get. And I think we're continuing to do that. And yet we're not making room to add in the other, whereas sometimes if you think about it, maybe it should be reversed, I guess that's my question to you. Do you think twice about your fun expenses every day or a few times a month? And if you're not thinking twice about that, why are you thinking twice about investing in yourself and in your health? Something that is going to benefit you day after day after day, year after year, whereas some of this other fun stuff, may be good for a month of that. So that's my question for you. Just something I was thinking about.